Hi, I'm Joanne Price from the Autoimmune Group. We meet face-to-face once a month in central New Jersey. We also accept people with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome because the symptoms so closely overlap what autoimmune disease sufferers go through. Last time we spoke, we talked about sleep. I think the first minute of the video got cut off because I didn't realize I was in an edit mode, and I apologize, but I posted it rather than hold it up for my learning curve. Anyway, in the meantime, I did come up with this graph that I managed to crank out, and we came up with this a couple years ago in group, and I thought it bared repeating. You'll see inside each wedge there's a 5, and then each wedge corresponds to a modality that we actually have some control over. Diet, exercise, sleep, creativity, spirituality, therapy, socialization, and stress levels. Last time we spoke about sleep. And what the 5s inside each of those wedges actually represents is that obviously your treatment plan with your doctor and your medication regime is probably more than half of whether or not you're feeling well. Like, to get on the right treatment plan is so important. And maybe that's not within your control. Some of these illnesses don't have medication, like chronic fatigue syndrome just doesn't have medication for it. Fibromyalgia is really limited, so if you have an allergy or a sensitivity to whatever they're trying to get you to try, you're kind of out of luck. And, you know, with autoimmune, it's hit or miss a lot of the times. I know I've tried Humira, Kineret, Enbrel before landing upon my glorious Xeljanz, which is giving me some of my life back. But, you know, obviously the medication is huge, right? But we came up in group one day with these 8 items that could potentially give us a large benefit towards wellness if we worked each one of them. Now, maybe separately they all only contribute maybe 5% improvement, but when you work all of the 8, you add them up, you get 40%, and that is something significant. So I thought it would bear repeating in video format and just reminding everybody. And we did sleep last time, and you know, we talked about how important sleep is, especially to not judge how much your body needs to rest. Obviously, you're sick. I wanted to talk about creativity this week because it kind of ties in with something that we did in group the other day. We did an art therapy project. Those of us that were present each selected our own color, and then you would make one line on the poster board and pass it to your right, and then that person would make a line, and then they would pass it to the right, and the whole thing just circled around the table, you know, time and time again. And by the end of the session, we had a really unique, colorful expression of the bond that is shared between a bunch of people that come together for a common purpose, which is to you know, get to a better level of wellness due to these chronic illnesses that we have. So you can get a look at that under the meeting minutes for March of 2017. It'll be there forever, and it's a little piece of history of the group as well as a snapshot in time of who was there. So the people there will always remember that they were part of that. So that was awesome. But creativity is often, and I think when we did it in group, I think we actually used a slash, and I think we called it creativity and joy, if I'm not mistaken. That slipped my mind at the time that I made the graph. But creativity is the first thing to go when you develop a chronic illness. And quite often, when there's a flare-up of the illness. You don't have the energy for something extra. You have to use your energy wisely. If you're still employed, a lot of people are still employed, and they have to use every piece of energy to get to the job, get showered for the job, groceries for the house, whatever those tasks are that still go on around us even though we don't feel well. Maintaining the car, anything that has to do with life in general. So creativity and joy, I found that I was in somewhat of a depression after being sick for so long, and I don't remember what I was doing, but I remember singing, and it's perhaps I was in the car for an extended period of time by myself, and when I was really, really sick, I couldn't even drive anywhere, so I didn't realize that I actually, singing is like my first love, and I would sing the entire way to work, the entire way home. I'm the crazy lady rocking out at the red light, embarrassing myself, and then I just tell myself, they're not looking at me. Why would they look at me? Who cares anyway, right? So I would sing in the shower. I'd have the radio cranking, but at some point when I got very, very, very sick, I couldn't even stand up in the shower. I was taking baths. My husband was washing my hair for me with a cup and pouring the water over my head to rinse my hair, and singing just went out the window. And I didn't even realize that that's what happened until something happened where I just maybe was going somewhere and I felt a little bit better, and I took the chance to drive, and just singing lifted my spirits for the entire day. I'm sorry if I'm hitting the table and making it bounce a little. I'll try to hold still. Those of you who know me know that I talk a lot with my hands. So I will try to refrain from having the elbows on the table and talking with my hands at the same time. Anyway, so the creativity and joy. You don't realize it, but how can you really be happy if you have no outlet for creativity or joy? And that is actually something that is connected in a spiritual way, which I will save that topic for when we cover that 5%. But you can't really be happy if you're completely void of any creativity, which is, as far as I'm concerned, the highway to joy. Whenever I sing, I cannot be angry, I cannot be sad, unless it's a sad song, I guess. But just the act of singing puts me in a completely different frame of mind. And if I pick the right song, I can just, really enjoy it and feel great for a long time after that song is over. So what I ended up doing when I started feeling better, I would bring my phone in the shower and use Pandora and plug into a little, or Bluetooth to a little speaker, and, sing my lungs out in the shower. Even if it's only for 10 or 15 minutes, that little bit is a boost. And whenever I'm in the car alone, now that I'm much, much better, I can take full advantage of that time alone. And, even just cranking on the radio when nobody's home. I love to put my earbuds in and Bluetooth my Pandora into my ears when I'm vacuuming and sing like crazy, and God help you if you walk in the house and I'm in the middle of that, because I won't hear you. And so who knows how bad that sounds, because to me it sounds fabulous. Anyway, I just want you to keep in mind, whatever your path to joy is through your creative outlet, and there are so many: creative writing, dance, singing, obviously, painting, ceramics, I do a holiday craft every year for a Christmas party that I throw for my friends, and I get so excited choosing what craft it's going to be, and then shopping for the craft, and spending a day constructing the craft, and then once it's all ready, bagging it up in the little dollar store gift bags and handing it out at the party. Like, that to me is so much joy, because I'm hand making something for my friends, and it might look completely hideous to everybody else, but I know how many hours it took me to glue the sequins or whatever it is, or get the glitter in just the right place. So it's about love and an expression of love, and creativity is a gift that if you are not using it in some way, shape, or form, a little piece of your soul kind of withers up, and it's not your fault. Pieces of our life are robbed by illness. So what I'm merely suggesting to you is to find some way to grab it back. Pick something that you can do. Writing is free. You can write poetry, you can journal, you can handwrite notes to friends, and you can write short stories, and nobody ever has to see them. But just that outlet is so important. I don't want you to underestimate how much that 5% will mean to your life when you do take it back. Whether it's playing an instrument or just putting the radio on, and even if you can't get out of the chair, to just, I am probably the best chair dancer you have ever seen. I can rock and roll with my hands and my shoulders. It's crazy. People have asked for me to do it. So, if I'm ever at a wedding with you, I will, I promise. Anyway, that's it on Creativity and Joy. Get busy, people. Get cracking. Get to the creativity. I promise you, you won't be sorry. Even if you're just coloring, I bring those pencils and the adult coloring books to group all the time. If I forget to pull it out of the bag, call me out on it. Get the adult crayons out. I have it. I have it in the bag, I promise. So just let's do something creative, okay? Do it, feel better, love it, enjoy it, and then hide it from everybody so they don't see what you've done. It'll be our secret. All right. Catch up with us at www.autoimmunegroup.com. Find out when the next meeting will be, and we hope you'll join us there. Have a great day.